What if I told you that Real Madrid just signed a player who already figured out how to shut down Barcelona's golden boy? That's not a hot take. It's a warning. Because Alvaro Carreras isn't just a left back. He's the antidote to Real Madrid's biggest headache. A defender built in the fire of La Fábrica, tested across Europe, and now returning home with unfinished business. While everyone's talking about flashy wingers and record-breaking attackers, Madrid just secured a player who does both ends of the pitch and does them better than anyone his age. So, why is no one talking about him? Most academy players leave Real Madrid and disappear into the lower leagues. Carreras did the opposite. He left Castilla not because he wasn't good enough, but because he needed to become something more. And what followed was a footballing education, unlike anything La Fábrica could offer. First stop, Granada. A trial by fire in La Liga. Here he went up against top-tier wingers week after week, sharpening his defensive instincts and learning when to hold his line, when to press, and when to simply survive. Then came England. Manchester United took him in. Not to pamper him, but to toughen him. The Premier League's pace, physicality, and chaos forced him to adapt fast. He learned how to impose himself, how to win second balls, how to push forward with purpose, not panic. Finally, at Benfica, he didn't just grow, he evolved. Under tactically demanding managers, he became something even rarer, a thinking fullback, positionally intelligent, calm under pressure, and above all, adaptable. Every stop on his journey was a forge, and what came out wasn't just a better defender, and it was a complete one. Some defenders are specialists. Carreras is a shapeshifter. In Spain, he played as a traditional fullback. Defensive discipline, structure, containment, his bread and butter. In England, that changed. He became a wing-back, overlapping aggressively, whipping crosses in, linking play on the run. At Benfica, things got even more interesting. There, he was deployed as an inverted fullback, cutting inside to operate like a midfielder, recycling possession and helping control tempo. He didn't just survive in each system, he excelled. And that's the kind of versatility Real Madrid have been desperate for. A left back who isn't just a defender or an attacker, but both. A player who can shift roles mid-game, read what the team needs, and deliver. That's not common, that's elite. Let's talk numbers. Carreras averaged 2.07 tackles per game and 1.3 interceptions last season, more than Ferland Mendy, more than Fran Garcia. His dual win rate? 63%. That's not just good, it's elite. That alone puts him among the top 15% of fullbacks in Europe's major leagues in aerial duels. 85th percentile. Not bad for a guy who doesn't exactly tower over strikers, but defense isn't just about numbers, instead it's about discipline. Carreras has only picked up 8 yellow cards in his last 70 matches. He knows when to commit, when to delay, and when to walk away. That's the difference between a good defender and a mature one. And let's not forget availability. Ferland Mendy has missed 47 matches in the last 3 seasons. Carreras, just 6. Madrid doesn't just need quality, they need consistency. Carreras brings both. But here's the kicker. Carreras doesn't just stop danger, he creates it. He averages 1.08 key passes per game, more than both Mendy and Fran Garcia. His expected assists? 0.14 per match. For a fullback, that's not just solid, that's exceptional. And it's not about quantity, it's about impact. Carreras understands how to time his overlaps to stretch defenses. He knows when to drag markers wide to open space for Vinicius. And when he dribbles, he doesn't do it for show, he does it to break lines. 68% dribble success rate, 4.2 progressive carries per match. That's Alphonso Davies territory. But unlike Davies, Carreras doesn't sacrifice his defensive duties. He finds balance. Few fullbacks in the world do both things well. Carreras might be the rare exception. And when Madrid plays 50-plus games a season, balance isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. The left-back role at Real Madrid isn't just demanding, it's a minefield. You're expected to attack like a winger, defend like a center-back, and think like a midfielder. Most signings take months, sometimes years, to adapt. Carreras, he's already fluent in the language. Xabi Alonso's system isn't one-dimensional. He needs fullbacks who can invert into midfield when building possession, and explode down the wing when the game stretches. Carreras does both. He tucks into midfield to help Madrid dominate the center, something he mastered in England. But when width is needed, he shifts gears instantly and provides the overlap. A skill honed back in La Liga. Few fullbacks can flip roles mid-match. Carreras doesn't need to flip. He flows. And tactically, he's already ahead. He understands how to press high against teams like Atletico and when to sit deep against Barcelona's midfield trap. He's faced every style. Low block battlers, high possession juggernauts, lightning fast counterattacks. Nothing surprises him anymore, and compare that to players like Mendy. Physically gifted but tactically raw, Carreras sees danger before it happens. And more importantly, he knows how to stop it. Let's talk about the most electrifying teenager in La Liga, Lamine Yamal, a player who leaves defenders spinning. A kid who's already cooking veterans with stepovers, speed, and vision. But against Carreras, Yamal looked average. In their last matchup, Yamal completed just one successful dribble. That's his lowest tally against any defender all season. Carreras won 75% of his duels, made 4 tackles, and intercepted 3 passes aimed at Yamal. He didn't just defend, he erased. So how did he do it? He used Yamal's strengths against him. Instead of diving into rash tackles, Carreras stayed patient. He waited for Yamal to commit, and then struck. No panic. No ball watching. He used his positioning to cut off passing lanes before they opened. Forced Yamal wide instead of letting him cut inside. Used his 181-centimeter frame to shield the ball without fouling. Committing just 1 foul in 3 meetings. That matters. Because Yamal draws contact. He thrives on chaos. Carreras gave him structure. Tight but clean. And mentally, he outplayed him. He knew Yamal's favorite move. Angled his body to close that space. And when help was needed, he delayed just long enough for midfield support to arrive. It wasn't a heroic stand. It was surgical. And for Real Madrid, that's priceless. They face Yamal at least twice every season. Having a defender who's already proven he can shut him down, that's not just smart, that's strategic warfare. For years, Madrid's left-back situation has been a game of compromise. Mendy brings solid defense, but zero offensive punch. Fran Garcia provides energy going forward, but gets cooked by elite wingers. The result? Ancelotti had to stick midfielders like Camavinga in that spot during the big matches. Temporary band-aids, not solutions. Carreras changes everything. When defending leads, he can drop into a back 3. When chasing a game, he overlaps Vinicius and creates chaos. And unlike Garcia, who leaves gaps, Carreras knows when to go and when to hold. With him on the pitch, Vinicius can focus on what he does best, attacking, not worrying about covering for his fullback. And the numbers prove it. His previous teams conceded just 0.88 goals per match, with him starting, compared to 1.3 with Garcia in similar minutes. Offensively, Carreras averages 1.7 chances created per 90 minutes, nearly double Mendy's output, all while maintaining better defensive stats. From shutting down Lamine Yamal, to creating space for Vinicius, to adapting instantly to Xabi Alonso's system, Alvaro Carreras checks every single box. He's not just another transfer, he's the result of smart scouting, tactical planning, and player evolution. At 22, he's already outperforming players at their peak.